Hello. Hi, everybody. This is attorney Alexis Hart McDowell, and I wanted to do this live really quick about pyramid schemes because I think I have had my sixth or seventh conversation this week about pyramid schemes. And these things resurface and get popular again every couple of years, depending upon your circle, and people fall for them again and again. So I just wanted to put a quick PSA out, a quick, hey, let's be aware, and then beware about these types of pyramid schemes. They go by a bunch of different names: blessing looms, gifting collectives. Some of them are trying to be disguised as susus, um, family gifting, you name it, they have a name for it. But the premise is absolutely the same. And that is that you put in a certain dollar amount, and in a certain amount of time, whether it be 4 months, 16 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is, you're going to get back, some huge return, 800% increase, 600% increase on your money. Okay. And I just want you all to know that that is a pyramid scheme, because the premise is that they're making you recruit people who have to pay the same amount that you did in order for you to get that payout. And that is the definition of a pyramid scheme. So beware of that. Do not participate in that. There will be some people who get paid out at the very beginning, but then everybody else will be basically left holding the bag, or I should say, left losing their money because of that. So be aware of it. Don't participate in it. Um, whatever name they want to call it, it's still a pyramid scheme. And there's a couple of things I want you to be aware of. One, if the whole point is for you to recruit additional people, that's one telltale sign. The second one is if you put in $100, but you're going to get more out of the pot than what you put in. That's a second telltale sign that it's a pyramid scheme, because you're only going to get that money because other people put their money in. Okay. And everybody has to continue to recruit. And then it just collapses because it gets to a point where there's just not enough people on the planet to recruit, period. So, and that's just sheer numbers. That's just a sheer mathematical equation. Okay. And then the third telltale sign is there is no product or service being sold. Your income does not depend upon product or services being sold. So that's the third telltale sign. So let me go over those again. One is you're required to recruit other people in order to get paid. Two, you're going to get more out of it in cash than what you put in it. And three, there is no product or service involved whatsoever. The sale of any product or service involved whatsoever that you're selling or buying or something to to make that money, that money that they're promising. So just be aware of it. I know that it's COVID right now. It is hitting our communities. It's hitting people who may be in desperate financial situations right now. A lot of people are out of work due to COVID. So, your mindset changes. And people who typically fall for these types of schemes are in a certain mindset of needing money or seeing a quick way to get money. And the truth is, there is no quick way to get money. There is no, they're looking for a come up, and there just is no come up on these things. And that's how you get taken. And because they're preying on your mindset that you feel like, oh, I can recruit two people and it'll be fine. But guess what? everybody in that whole circle has to do the same thing. And if one person fails, that whole thing has just collapsed. So I did want to tell you all that it is illegal in Illinois. It's illegal in almost all the states. I'm not going to say every state because I haven't looked it up, but the majority of states it's going to be illegal. It is a Class A misdemeanor in Illinois, which comes with a year in prison and $1,000 fine. And, you know, I get it. People are rocked right now. COVID, people are out of work. People have taken pay reductions, pay hits, and all kinds of stuff, or just looking for opportunities to get money. But don't fall for a pyramid scheme to help you build your wealth. There are no get rich quick schemes. And to call this a susu is, one of the ways that they're doing it. I participated in a susu back in New York when I worked for a law firm. And it was a genuine susu in that we had a certain number of people. It went for a certain number of weeks, and that was it. There was no recruiting anybody else. Nobody else was taking your spot. We just did it, and then it was done. Everybody got a piece of the pot, and then it ended. And so you really did not get out of it more than what you put in, because if you put in the same amount every week, then every person is getting the same pot. By the end of the however many weeks your susu goes, you would have put in that same amount that you pulled out. So you're not putting in 100 and then getting in and then coming out with $4,000. That doesn't make sense. So just be mindful of that. Tell your family and friends. I know there's a lot of videos going around. You can watch all those videos on YouTube from blessing looms, gifting collectives, whatever they want to call them. You can just Google it on YouTube and see those videos, and you can see that they are pyramid schemes. Okay, so I just want to put this PSA out to everybody. Please watch out for these pyramid schemes. It is hitting our communities again. And as we know, these things resurface from time to time, and it is back up because I've had several conversations this week about these types of things. Okay. So if someone is wondering whether or not something is a pyramid scheme, pick up the phone and call me. Call an attorney, call a CPA. CPAs, I think, for as part of their exam, to be a CPA, they have to be able to distinguish a pyramid scheme. Call an attorney, do a Google search. You can probably find some of whatever they're talking about on YouTube and determine whether or not it's a pyramid scheme. So, we are professionals out here to help you all so that you all aren't being taken. But just be mindful. Let your aunts know, let your grandparents know, let your kids know, that these types of things are illegal and that you can get taken. Okay. Now, people are going to say, oh, yeah, well, so-and-so already got paid out. Yeah, they're probably in the very first group of people, got paid out, and had to recruit other people in order to continue the cycle. But it's those other people who get continued on who eventually get caught holding the bag, lose their money. So just be mindful of that, everybody. All right. So this is just a quick public service announcement. Call a professional if you have a question about whether or not something is a pyramid scheme, but don't let your family and friends be taken advantage of in the name of Black business. And I hate the fact that some of them are advertising this as, this has been going on in the Black community forever, and Blacks have been doing this, and Caribbean cultures have been doing this. Don't appropriate our heritage for something that's actually illegal, because true susus and things that Black people have participated in since the beginning of time is not this. And I watched one video that said, oh, they've updated it and did some things. No, it's illegal. It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah. So just be mindful of that. Don't fall for it. Let your family and friends know not to participate in it. Worst case, the best case scenario, I should say, best case scenario is, you lose your money. Or you started a pyramid scheme. You're one of the ones who started it and you get paid out. but then the people who come after you don't get paid out because it's a mathematical fact, as far as recruitment is concerned, that it's going to collapse. And that's what happens. And they can tell the police, the state police, and then they can come after you for participating and soliciting in a pyramid scheme. So I don't want you to think that, oh, I participated and I got paid out and I'm out of it. No, if it collapses and they can report it back to you, they go up the chain, you can it's a class A misdemeanor. So you can it's a year in prison and $1,000 fine, not to mention that's the criminal part. There could be civil charges as well. Oh, Deanna, a true susu is oh, you were gonna get on one on Sunday, Deanna? I should bring you on and so you could tell us about it. But let me tell you what a true susu is. A true susu has a certain number of people and goes for a certain number of weeks. And essentially, whatever you put in, you have to put in the same amount every time, every week, right? So what you get out is the same amount as what you put in. So if I'm in a 4 week susu and we put in $100 a week with 4 people, I get the pot the first week. It's $400. I only put $100 in, but the second and the third and the fourth week, I continue to put $100 in. So at the end of the day, at the end of the susu, I put in $400, but I also got out $400. That's the difference. I'll give you the top 3 things to look out for as to why, how to spot a pyramid scheme. Okay, number 1, you have to recruit people. Okay, number 2, you put in $500 and you get out $4,000. That's a telltale sign. You can't just put in cash and get that much out. Where is the extra money coming from? It's not interest. You didn't sell a product. You didn't sell a service. So think those things through. So 1, you got to recruit people. That's where the money's coming from, recruiting people. 2, you're putting in a certain dollar amount and you're getting way more out without the sale of a good or service. Okay, that's number 3, is with the no good or service. The sale of a good or service is not involved in that at all. Okay, so yeah, so you all just be mindful of that. Let your family and friends know. It's been hitting our communities kind of hard lately, just in light of COVID and unemployment. And again, like I said earlier, people's mindsets right now, and I can't fault them. It's a lot going on. 2020 has wreaked havoc on a lot of people's lives. So their mindsets are like, I need some money right now. I need a quick come up. I need something. I just want you to know there are no quick come ups. There are no quick come ups in building wealth or getting money. You're either going to work, you're going to save, you're going to invest, or create your own product or service, or win the lottery, or inherit it. Those are pretty much your options, people. Okay, and like I said, the first people, if you're in that first round, like you create the susu, not the susu, the gifting collective, blessing loom, whatever pyramid scheme is what it is. You're in that first round, yeah, you'll get paid out, and then you hear people say, "Oh, well, so and so got paid out already." Yeah, they were probably in that first round of 6 people who all recruited 2 more people, so they got their money. But it's everybody else who has to recruit 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 more. It's a mathematical impossibility when you start just doing the math on it. You'll end up like, for example, I just saw a thing on YouTube. If you're in one that you have to recruit 6 people, there's been ones where you have to recruit that many people, right? By the time you hit the 12th level so I have to recruit 6 people, each one of those 6 people have to recruit 6 people, that's the 3rd level, and then they each have to recruit 6. You end up having to recruit more people than actually live on the planet. Okay, so that's why these things collapse. I'm sorry, Deanna, I didn't mean to bust your bubble, but I did mean to save you. I did mean that, but I didn't mean to bust your bubble. Okay, so Deanna, go back and tell whoever invited you, hey, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a class A misdemeanor. All right, you get a fine and jail time. Nobody wants that, and civil penalties. And that's what I want to talk about too. Deanna, had you participated and recruited 2 more people, if those 2 people, it collapsed. The whole point is that it collapses at a certain point. all of those people can run to the police talking about, hey, I was supposed to get this and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Then the police start going up the chain, and everybody who was involved is now has now committed the misdemeanor. Yeah. Yeah, so they could come after you and like, oh, well, you solicited them, which you did because you recruited the two people. You solicited them, participate in a pyramid scheme, all of that. Yep. There are no come ups, people. Not like this. Not like this. All right. So that's it. That's my time tonight. Go back and watch the beginning. You can get 3 points. Did I have 3 or 4? I don't remember. Whatever. The top 3 or 4 points that I stated will keep you out of trouble with pyramid schemes. So definitely be mindful of that. Like I said, these things resurface, recycle themselves every few years. So in another year or so, it'll be called something else, but the concept will be exactly the same. All right. All right, you all. Have a good evening.